I promised you folks that I would let you know how my cover crop turned out here. Did a little experiment with different sow dates. I'm in New York State, zone 6A, 6B-ish, sort of north of the 6A. And I put this 3-seed mix in on August 15th, which is terribly early. It's hairy vetch, rye, and Dixie crimson clover. So people that say it can't survive, the crimson clover is not here for the northeast. Well, this one's got plenty of clover here, and fair amount of vetch. The rye looks a little stunted because this actually went in earlier, and it's actually shorter than some of the stuff that went in later. But I mowed this one several times, so I don't know, maybe that had something to do with it. But I still had some winter kill. When it's bulky, the snow gets on it, and it tends to mat it down. So I always end up with some bare spots, which I'm not really crazy about. But anyway, this is putting it in August 15th. I got some strawberries here. These are Albion. They didn't really take off that great, but they're starting to look a little better. I fed them up. We got a bunch of rain, and they might do something. I don't know. These are June bearing. These look a lot better. And they both went in last year at the same time, but this bed's doing a lot better than that one. All right, but back to the cover crops. So this bed here went in on the 28th of August, which I have a Department of Agriculture publication, and that's the suggested sow date just for south of here, about 100 miles to the south, Binghamton, New York. And it's got no clover. I mean, I seeded them all just about the same. You got rye, and you got vetch growing here, but all the clover is gone. Is, you know, not what I want. So let's see. I'll try to get the next one. All right, skipping to this one over here, which the wind blew down. And it's kind of a pain. I try to straighten it up, but it won't. I mean, this is taller than the first bed over there, the August 15th bed. And this one went in September 4th. So almost 3 weeks later. And I'm very hard pressed to find any clover growing in there. Got a lot of rye, some hairy vetch, but hardly any clover in there. And it's not what I want to see, ideally, but it still helps. All right, so that went in on the 4th. This one here in the back actually went in a little bit before. This one went in on the 1st of September, and it's got, you know, plenty of rye, a lot of hairy vetch. But again, what happened to all the clover, you know? Usually when this time runs around, I like to see, you know, a fair amount of clover in the midst. Got all the same seeding rate, but it all winter killed for some reason. And you can't blame it on the weather, because I've got it in other places where it did survive. Okay, so that one was actually September 1st. The last one I showed before this was the 4th, right? So I got another one way over here. This one was sowed September 21st. A lot of rye, a lot of vetch, and a little bit of clover. See right there, but not that much. Right out in the middle, it's all, you know, choked out. Seeding rates are consistent, but something between the start date and the weather, it doesn't survive much. It's got some more there, so did get some clover to survive in this one, and it went in later. So that's the 21st, and then one more bed, which was sowed September 30th. Well, I got some garlic in here. It's doing all right. Had to feed that up with some nitrogen. It's been getting a lot of rain. Tips are a little yellow, turning a little yellow, but hopefully they'll be all right. All right, so this bed here was sowed September 30th. So a week after almost 2 weeks after the last one that I showed you. So, but in this one, actually, I can see all three. So I got rye, although it's shorter, went in later. I got Dixie Crimson Clover and a good amount of vetch in there. And there was quite a bit of bare spots in here. The squirrels get after it and they churn it all up. And, you know, I don't think they eat the seed, but they certainly make a mess out of it. I'm not sure what that stuff there is growing within it, but there's at least, I got some dead nettle or red or purple nettle, they call it. But at least you can see some evidence of clover. And this one probably turned out the best clover-wise, and you know, as far as all three seeds germinating and surviving. But the drawback is when I sow that late, I mean, this won't be ready to come down until like into June probably, or you know, I don't know when, you know. So I end up cutting it early and sometimes tarping it, which brings a lot of mice and voles. So there's all these trade-offs. So it immensely helps the soil, though. Every time I do soil tests, organic matter is good, and microbial activity on the ones that I have tested is good. So I mean, I'm going to continue doing it, but you know, it's a struggle, and I've been practicing for like 20 years. So some years it's good, other times it's not. So later seems to be better, but if you go too late, it won't germinate at all. So maybe last week of September, second week in September might be the best time, but then, you know, when do I cut it down? So that's it for now.